After explaining the three jewels, now I will describe the next key concept, that is a new model of the Sangha. In the case of the Sangha, he has given the traditional threefold division of the Sangha, that is Arya Sangha, Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni Sangha and Mahasangha. This classification is not very apparent in Buddhist literature, but there are references to it. Here Sangharakshita has essentially reinterpreted the tradition. Traditionally, we only find references to Arya Sangha and Bhikkhu or Bhikkhuni Sangha, but not to the Mahasangha. In the commentarial literature, often the addresses term Bhikkhve used by the Buddha is explained as including Bhikkhus, Bhikkhunis, Samanera, Samaneri, Upasikas, Upasikas. In this way, although the idea of the Mahasangha is found in Buddhist literature, it is not mentioned explicitly. It seems that Sangharakshita himself coined the term Mahasangha. Sangharakshita's modern Sangha, that is the Triratna Buddhist order, agrees with the idea of the Mahasangha, which encompasses within its fold Anagarikas, Dhammacharis, Dhammacharnis and Mitras. Here Sangharakshita described the formation of the new Sangha, which is based on revitalization of formal monasticism and modern Buddhist organization. Sangharakshita's modern Sangha, the Triratna Buddhist order, is a combination of both the order and the organization, and is based on the three principles, that is a true communication, a spiritual friendship and mutual kindness, which he mentioned as the nucleus of his Sangha. Sangharakshita has tried to make the Sangha self-supporting on the principles of right livelihood. This is his contribution to the world. Now I will explain his key concept, that is single sex activities and residential community. At the beginning of the Triratna Buddhist order in the early 1970s, the order members started experimenting with retreats for men and women separately. At the end of the retreat, they found themselves more spiritually satisfied as their experience in the retreat was bereft of any sexual tension and disturbance, which in turn helped them to realize a more lively, friendly relationship and communication with the same sex. After that, most of the activities for order members, including retreats, residential communities and team-based right livelihood, are single sex activities, restricted either only to men or only to women. Living in a community afforded an environment conducive to more excellent spiritual practice and sharing experiences in meditation, communication and friendship. Sangharakshita highlighted the importance of community life, which is very good for the future from an economic, ecological and a spiritual point of view. The people criticized Sangharakshita for his idea for the single sex activity and single sex residential community in the West. However, based on the findings of these experimental activities, he remained firm in his thought and institution. He justified his ideas by referring to the Buddhist tradition where the Buddha had promoted single sex activity since the establishment of the Dhamma. So, now the next key concept is a very significant for his movement, that is team based right livelihood. The team based right livelihood is in essence a rediscovery of the Samma Ajivo, that is right livelihood, which is part of the Eightfold Noble Path in modern context. Sangharakshita gave the idea of a team-based right livelihood to transform the world into a spiritual community. During the 1970s, the order members started working together for their financial support and the social projects based on the bedrock of Buddhist values. Many team-based right livelihood businesses went on to find success in the UK. It is an excellent example of the concept of socially engaged Buddhism which emerged in the Buddhist countries and the West. So, now I will describe the last concept key of Sangharakshita, that is art and culture. Sangharakshita's literature emphasizes the importance of arts in a person's spiritual development. He inspired his disciples to make the center, Tiratna Buddhist order, as aesthetically pleasing as possible. Sangharakshita has established a firm connection between Buddhism and Western art and culture through his writings and speeches. Since each country has its own culture, it is not easy to entirely borrow the Eastern Buddhist culture in the West or elsewhere. If one tries to impose it, Buddhism will not survive in the long run. Sangharakshita opines that for Buddhism to be firmly rooted in the West, it must adapt to speak the language of Western culture. Many order members are musicians, artists and writers who perform their skills in the events of the Tiratna Buddhist community. In India, the Asvaghosha project explores the technique of storytelling through a street play to spread awareness about their relevant problems. It can be noted that the statue of the Buddha in walking posture is built in Nagaloka Center in Nagpur, and the statue of Dr. Ambedkar in walking posture with a stick at the Dapori Buddha Vihar, Pune. They are good examples of creating new Buddhist art. They stand in contrast to traditional statue in restive posture. Both images are reflective of the social aspects of Buddhism. It is an innovative way to spread the new Buddhist culture in India. Sangharakshita's literature has a great success in the creating the Buddhist culture in the West and as well as in India. So, now conclusion of this lecture. Sangharakshita presents the new age old teachings of Buddhism as being relevant in today's era, which is the cornerstone of Sangharakshita's works. This is the stimulus for the organic growth of his movement. When we observe Sangharakshita's life and the writings he produced, their symbiotic relationship is quite evident. Sangharakshita's literature's most essential and unique characteristic is its reconciliatory approach to Buddhist notions and practices. This has made his presentations of Buddhism special. On the one hand, this approach has highlighted what is best in different Buddhist traditions and established dialogue among them on the other. The emphasis on the core ideas and values such as commitment and mutual friendship in his writings throws light on Sangharakshita's sincerity and sensitivity as a practitioner and promoter of Buddhism. His literature is full of many novel ideas and interpretations which give a new dimension to the comprehension and practice of Buddhism in the modern era. Sangharakshita's works, some of which are entirely traditional and others are less traditional, but all are the expression of the Dhamma. His works have inspired his followers to practice, live and teach the Dhamma in the modern world. Now I stop here. Thank you.